Greetings, my YouTube family. Welcome. Yes, you are welcomed here. All right. Be you a lazy gang, be you a Muzungu, even Muzungus are welcomed here. Yes, Muzungus are welcome. And if you didn't know why I welcome Muzungus, when I was growing up, the Muzungus from my mother's generation, they helped me a lot against colorism. Now, those of my generation, that's a different issue because you know what? Black people are so smart. Oh, you know, because colorism is black against black, right? So they figured it out. So they all start marrying Muzungus. You know, look at Mazeli here. Well, I understand Joe is no Muzungu. He's like Oriental, and Orientals don't consider themselves as Muzungu. All right, but Oriental Muzungu. All right, and some of them marry fake Muzungu, like I am Mara, you know, so that they can continue pressuring and the colorism. But of course, you know, some of the fake Muzungus are really like, you know, colorists anyway, like Rosio, like, you know, don't like black Americans, don't like blacks, only like Africans, you know? So, and then even the Africans are monkeys to her, and all of us are parasites. So, nonetheless, I welcome the real Muzungu who in school figured it out and tried to help me. So, Muzungus are welcomed here. I'm not talking about fake Muzungus, okay? And you who are watching, you are welcome here. So, have a seat. Guys, don't mind me. I have to eat because I'm on the rush to get to work, but I'm going to deliver today. I know why you guys came here, okay? So I hope that you are doing well and that your family is doing well, and we will pray for everybody in your family that is not doing well, okay? Like we have to keep praying for baby Maisha. We have to now pray for this I am Mara is bringing all kinds of sickness to us for us to be praying about. You know, I am Mara. I didn't want to start with I am Mara because I know you guys were here for Dee Mwango, so I have to start with Dee Mwango. But let me just touch about this. You know, I am Mara bought a boy the other day who was sick, you know, collecting money. So Princeton didn't cure it. I thought that he was going to see the money in Princeton, he was going to stop his GoFundMes, he was going to stop his scams, and here he goes again, some relative of Gatriba, okay, that he brought along to continue the scam of collecting money. But anyway, I do pray for all of you guys, and I hope that you are all doing well. And if you feel like you are in my situation, you come here because you don't have family, you're looking for your African family, please have a seat. You are my family because you clicked here. You are my family. I am adopting you as my family, whether you like it or not. But I get it. Some of you guys want to run away. You don't want to be a family here. But nonetheless, you are welcome. All right, let's take a trip now. Let's take our trip to Nyabuwanse, Africa, Kenya. Okay, I think it's Kenya, Africa. You know, Africa is not a country, it is a continent. All right. So when we say the United States of America, I mean, they consider this whole continent a country, even though Canada is part of the continent. All right. So we are in Kenya today. Okay, on the compound of Dee Mwango. That's where we're starting, on the compound of Dee Mwango of Nyabuwanse. All right, so we thought that Dee Mwango was going to go to Mombasa and build her castle there. But nope. She decided to come in the heart of the fountain. You know why she's coming, right? Because she realizes that there's no place like home. And home is not the building that she's trying to build, which we're going to talk about, because this girl doesn't seem like she knows anything of what she's doing. All right, it looks like the brother is the foreman, as he calls himself, the one who's doing the work. Dee Mwango is just taking pictures and just advertising that she's building something. But she is like Anne, you know, who's not really part of the building. You know, yeah, she's receiving, she's thanking the brother who sent her the cement. She couldn't even calculate how much money the cement cost. The brother had to correct her because she was being a little bit ungrateful, a little bit cheap about it, saying that it was 16 sacks of cement, and the brother corrected to her, saying that that money was supposed to buy 20 or more sacks of cement. And then she went and said that, oh, the cost of transportation was included. But then she had a few comments of people telling her that she could buy directly from the factories where she does not have to pay for transportation, because building a house is no easy cookie. I understand, especially down here. Well, down here, you just got to go with a contractor. There's no way you're going to come and try to build a house from scratch unless you are a contractor or, you know, in that engineering, civil engineering industry to be able to know. But a person like Dee Mwango coming from scratch, you know, and even in the beginning, the beginning of setting up the place, the surveying and everything, it looked like it was more her uncles and her family who are doing things. It's now that she seems to have an engineer, but everybody else who's working there seems to be the village people. Okay, and the engineer, I couldn't understand when she addressed the engineer and this guy was just cutting metals. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be doing more than cutting metals? But nonetheless, when it comes to Dee Mwango and that construction site, even the way she's talking to her mom, like she's not into it yet. You know, I would figure, like, you know, she will go and take some classes, but I don't know, is she alert? I think that she's allergic to school. School is not something that she wants to do, because it would be nice to be able to speak with some kind of to address the people with some kind of knowledge of what's going on. But Dee does not have a clue. She's not even like touching things, you know, trying to learn. No, she's not trying to learn. She's just there taking up space, being in people's way, okay, regarding her construction. And of course, you know, using it as content. But what kind of content are you creating when you don't know anything about construction? She might come and contradict me and say, well, you know what? I built a house for grandma who's supposed to be really her mother's age. And this is not the first time that Dee has called somebody her mother's age, her grandma. Back when she was in university, some lady, so some Kenyan lady, or, you know, who was living in the United States and went back to live in Kenya, that she interviewed before she was a big name, she started calling the lady her grandma. So the lady eventually accepted that she was the grandma, kindly accepted. But the lady was really her mother's age, or, you know, could have been her mother's sister or her mother's older sister. But no, she was calling the lady grandma, you know, adding more age. And yet she's allergic to age. You better not add a single second to her age, okay? Yet she's going to add 10s and 20s of years over somebody else, calling them grandma. Okay, so anyway, when she was in the Philippines, she might say that, oh, she had experience. She built latrines and she built a house for the Filipino grandma. By the way, Ace is in the Philippines and is exploring a wider community of the Black Filipinos than Dee Mwango had explored when she was over there. So Ace is there if you want to check out his Filipino saga. So Dee Mwango, the way she's talking, it's like no terminology of knowledge, okay, of building construction, okay, just the materials are coming. We even wonder it's probably I am Mara buying the materials and the engineer. And then you notice, I don't know if anybody noticed how the mother started inquiring about the engineer. Oh, where is he from? And there again, I guess the mother was trying to matchmake her or something, and she was like, oh, mama, you know, I don't go into people's personal lives like that. But of course, she still mentions about having to cook for the engineer, because of course, I guess without the engineer, she has no clue what she's doing. I don't even see her sitting down, you know, having conversations with the engineer to learn. You know, this is the opportunity to actually learn. So whatever she did in the Philippines with her Filipino grandma, you know, it seemed like maybe because she did not know the Filipino language, it may have looked as if she knew something. But here is when it is being revealed that Dee doesn't know anything of what she's talking about, okay? But as she said something about having men around, and I guess is that why she's always keep going around looking for men, you know, when it comes to Aymara showing her how to get the water from the river and the pipe. And my God, these resources that they are using, guys, I'm like, the city allows this? Well, I think I'm in the US. You know, oh my God, imagine if I were to buy a land in the middle of nowhere unless the river was meant to be just pumping water out of the river. And even the cornfields, are those their cornfields that they're walking through? And because it looked like the people specifically placed specific, like, certain areas on that pipe to sprinkle the corn, and they were saying that it was broken there or something, but I think that's supposed to be watering the corn. So whoever's cornfields these are, I'm assuming that the pipes are for them to water their garden, but nonetheless they are taking advantage, using those pipes, you know, to do their building construction for Dee Mwango. So beyond that, because Dee doesn't know anything, and the evidence that Dee doesn't know anything is when you move on to Davy's channel. Where is Davy? Davy is stealing ideas for the sister. They sent Davy on a mission to Diana Kenny's house, because you see, Diana Kenny, she's a young lady, you know, who's had a lot of drama of, I don't know, this love relationship that from this, I don't know what to call this Burundi travel anymore, because I am so disappointed. By now, if he was serious, these two would have been married by now, right? But nonetheless, we have this fake love that's going on with Burundi travels, and Dee Mwango must have sent Davy to go to this girl instead of trying to figure it out, helping her out, but to steal information from her, how she got her house done. Okay, so then she's gonna obviously take that credit for herself. So they're going now to steal credit and ideas from Diana Kenny, all right, who is a single girl, you know, doing things on her own by herself. And this is the problem with I mean, a lot of us may encounter this in society. If we are not really liked or really like popular in the society, but we have something good, like we're intelligent at something, you know, these fake people come and they you should have seen how Davy was lauding her, and then the next thing we know, they're gonna have an issue against her, you know, oh, praising her, you know, oh, that's so beautiful, look at the artistry of that ceiling beam, and oh my God. And then he kept on emphasizing security. Oh my God, I really like the way you and you really thought about security, you really thought about security. That makes you to wonder a lot when he kept on referring to security in that house. I mean, has he tried to break in before to steal the ideas without giving her the credit? Now he has no choice but to show her face, right? So it isn't, you know, if Diana Kenny had any problems, now we have to be aware, you know, that Davy Jr. might be breaking into her house or trying to break into the house. And now, in order, since he couldn't break into the house before to steal ideas for Dee Mwango, now he comes and then he doesn't realize that people are watching and people are analyzing and criticizing, and it just keeps coming up. Security, 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 you know? So when somebody comes to your house and is looking at all of your security measures, they're probably thinking of how to break in, you know, to destroy all of your efforts. And we see how much difficulty Diana Kenny has had. Diana Kenny has been building this house since before I Am Myra's party, which was back in 2023. Since before that, she has been building that house, and that house is still not movable. And so many people have built and completed their homes during that time. We have Nasto, you know, who has built and completed his house, okay, looking like something that should be in a catalog or something. And Mayugno building a similar type house as Nasto. By the way, I Am Myra's second scam with the babies, which I should be coming to. This guy claims that he was at Nasto's house, but that house looks exactly like Mayugno's house, you know, because it has the same design on the outside cover, the same paint color and everything. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this guy claimed that, you know, the baby's mother abandoned him. And when you look at this guy's channel, you discover that his baby's mother or his girlfriend's name was Vivian. And I'm like, is that Mayugno's Vivian? You know, so that house may not have been Nasto's house. It may have been Mayugno's house that I forgot what he calls himself. All right, that young man came from, okay? Vivian? Okay. But anyway, let's go back to Dee Mwango stealing ideas from Diana Kinney. So this girl has been struggling with putting this house together. And even today, you know, instead of Davy Jr. saying, okay, instead of showing off my car, let me donate this girl some money so she could finish this inside. Because the inside of the house is still not done. All right, the structure is up. Yes, the structure is there. The security is there. However, the house is still not completed. Meanwhile, Dee has all the money to accelerate her progress. And who might know, she might even start putting Diana Kinney down later on, saying that, look, I started my house after her and I'm done before her. When in fact, we know where the ideas for Dee Mwango's house are coming from right now. And not only that, okay, all these workers who are in, I did not follow Diana Kinney's progress to find out who the workers are, but those, we don't even know now that we see Davy Jr. there. We don't even know if the workers are not coming from Diana Kinney. All right, which are delaying her own home process, and maybe they have to somehow figure it out, apologize some way for stealing her workers. And of course, you know, the funding, they have the money, of course, you know, and Diana Kinney doesn't, so they can just monopolize. And not only that they have the money, but also all these constructions that they are starting, you know, this is bringing up prices, making it more difficult for the ones who are struggling, like Diana Kinney may be, to be able to negotiate prices. This makes pricing higher, you know, supply and demand. So them coming with their so-called US dollars and things like that, that they're flaunting in front of everybody. So now, when it comes to Davy Jr., we have to figure out about this guy that he's even going with over to visit Diana Kinney. I don't know if anybody noticed the sign that Diana Kinney made, and he acquiesced. He was in agreement. Yes. As if like, is he dating a guy? I don't know. This comes up with the idea that Davy Jr. keeps swapping girls. You know, all the girls he's been with are now mothers, except for the new baby that he's with. Baby Casa, I believe the reason, the whole schmeal about Baby Casa, I believe, was because Baby Casa was pregnant for another man, possibly her husband, okay? And because Davy Jr. is her friend, and she may be a married girl, a married woman, and that's why she doesn't stay on YouTube often. And she looks like she had given birth, okay? So she may have given birth. Okay, because Casa did look like she was a nursing mother the last time Davy Jr. came out with her. And now she's disappeared again as if she was pregnant again with another baby. Okay, and then Mickey Mick, we all know, is already a mother. Now, so I don't know who's the father, but we all know she's a mother. And still waiting on the I Am Myra second scam thing. Okay, so now, going back to Davy. So now he has this girl that he brings forth to, to be his beard, to replace Castas, and since I guess Casta might be married and, you know, has to attend to her family, he brings this other girl to replace, to be his beard, and yet, he's frolicking around with this guy, and I think I've seen him in the bush before with the guy, and they had like a secret appointment or something, right? This is not the first time. And now Diana Kinney made it very clear that something might be going on with him and this guy, and it's very interesting how she goes and shows him the forest. Like, I guess it's something that they do like in the undercover and in the forest. So I guess Davy Jr. has selected his lifestyle. He has selected that lifestyle, but because it is taboo in Kenya, he keeps hiding it on the public eye with these girls that he keeps bringing. And then the next thing we know, these girls become mothers, you know? And it's interesting that, you know, if we think of Mickey Mick, who was in college, and now this guy comes to Ayamara's compound, you know, with his new scheme for baby Maisha. Okay, I think Ayamara needs to raise money in order to deal with maybe a rare condition that baby Maisha is born with. But and in order to do so, he's trying to brainstorm, like, where can I find babies to put for people to donate money so that I can take care of my son. So he doesn't want to say that because he knows that everybody's gonna go crazy if he says it's for the son. But when the son came out with that breakout that looked like some kind of rash that I believe is very close vein, somebody told me that it was a fungal infection known as ringworm, okay, which I don't think is ringworm, okay. Yes, there may be ringworms spiritually in that family, okay? There may be ringworms spiritually because Dee Mwango has been struggling for a ring and she has not been able to get that ring. So we might be wondering, what is the ringworm, okay, that is inhibiting Dee Mwango from getting married to the point where she's not starting to build her house with a husband, which we know that she would have loved to be able to do, but she's doing it on her own with her brother as companion. So this makes you also wonder about Rosio, but I'm not gonna get to Rosio yet. So nonetheless, Ayamara is scheming with this young man who brings a baby who's supposed to be 1.5 years. Guys, think, 1.5 years. We are now in June 2025. 1 year from now was June 2024. Half a year from June 2024, okay, was December 2023. That was the big year that Ayamara claimed was his 33rd birthday that he was celebrating in November. And he had a whole month where he kept on telling everybody, that's 1.5 years from the time of this baby, okay? He was telling everybody, oh, come to my party, let's go and have some babies. And he had been advertising this for a whole year, asking the whole community to come out, the young people who are just flowering, who have not yet had any child, to go and have their first child in his house. And of course, not that many people came from across the world, but a lot of people came from Kenya. All right, people traveled from far and wide to go to Nyabuanse for that house of pleasure. Okay, that house of pleasure where there was a lot of bombardry that was going on behind the scenes. Okay, so there were babies being born, and now the babies are coming out. The babies are coming out. Then one might say, well, this baby is 1.5 years. That's a lie. That baby is only 1 year old. The baby is just learning how to walk, okay? That baby was conceived at Ayamara's house. All right, baby Maisha is 7 months, and baby Maisha, it took a long time before baby Maisha was conceived. So that baby was conceived during that party, okay? So this is why the baby is a few months older than baby Maisha, because it was conceived at the party, not after. Baby Maisha was conceived when Rosio realized that she might lose this opportunity. So she was like, I better get pregnant, and I better get pregnant fast. So nonetheless, this baby scheme, so now he's responsible for that baby because that baby was conceived during his party. All right, the guy won't admit it. I mean, Vivian, really? Think about why Mayugno had relationship issues. Maybe Vivian was sleeping with this guy. Or maybe he took Vivian from this guy. Vivian? Really? So anyway, this baby was conceived during the party. And now Ayamara has to help because he's got to pay for his sins. Okay? Help out the baby. I heard the mother abandoned that baby. So he needs to help out the baby. But do you think he's really helping out the baby? That money that he wants to collect is to help pay for he even talked about insurance. It's like he listened to my video. He talked about Kenya having some kind of insurance that would cover it. So he needs to, so he heard my video about the insurance policies in the United States. The insurance policies from hell. in a country that does not have public health care, such as the United States. So IMR is suggesting that there's no public health care in Kenya. Okay, so since there's no public health care, so he suggested buying an insurance for that baby. So he realized that he needs insurance for baby Maisha. All right, guys, the money is going for baby Maisha, because where in I Am Myra's videos did we see the theme of baby? I Am Myra is so focused on this theme of baby that he even has Rosio hiding in the chicken coop, and who sends out, in the middle of the conversation, we see this chicken going back, and he's like, oh, the chicken needs to lay eggs, right? That is Rosio that threw that chicken out, that hen out, so that we can see the whole idea of women, pregnancy, and all that. Yeah, it was all those women that they were impregnating doing his party back in 2023, November, the year of fornication, the year of sin, without marriage, outside of wedlock, all these young girls that they are impregnating without marrying them in the name of polygamy. Regarding this baby scheme, listen to the baby's name, Xavier. I don't know, guys, I'm not from Kenya, but how many Kenyans name their baby Xavier? Xavier is a Spanish name, okay? So this brings us back to Rosio. Is there maybe some relative of Rosio that they're also sending money? Xavier, okay? So they may be using the right name, and now they're gonna name the baby Xavier. The worship of Muzungu right there. I said Muzungus were welcomed, right? But the idea of colorism still exists, guys. The worship of Muzungu. So anyways, say they are collecting it for some relative of Rosio. The other possibility, so this relative may very likely be Maisha. Maybe Maisha's middle name is Xavier, because Maisha, what is the Spanish name? Maisha has a Spanish name. We don't know if that Spanish name is not Xavier. We don't know how long the name is on his birth certificate, because Spanish people, they have so many names. All right, they carry both their mother's last name, their father's last name, and then they have long first names. Okay, so Xavier might be Maisha, Xavier, something, whatever, Cabrera. Maisha, Xavier, Cabrera, Mara, and who knows what else. Maisha's middle name somewhere in the name, right? And all of this makes you wonder, because while they are talking about this collection of money, this hen laying eggs, this whole thing about single parenthood, single fatherhood, all right, I Am Myra is so serious, we have to talk about that. He's building content for us to talk about, or is he really thinking about the possibility that he is going to soon be a single father? Because the reality is, Rosio does not want to be in Nayab Wanzi. All of us know it. All of us know it. Okay, imagine this Spanish girl, not just Spanish girl. Imagine this Argentinian girl, okay? Among all these black people, now is, of course she took a long break from us. She took a long break from us by being for like 9 months or so, almost a whole year in Argentina, putting I Am Myra, forcing I Am Myra to be among all of these Argentinians as the only black. Now she needs to come back and play the role for the same amount of time as the only Spanish person, the only Argentinian woman among all these black people. All right? Among all these black people. So we know at one point, Rosio showed she was so racist against us, she couldn't stand us so much, that she called all of us parasites, not just the reactors. She called every African who was in that house a parasite. That means that Congrats mom was a parasite, Dee Mwango was a parasite. Well, Dee Mwango was missing in action for a long time, but now she became the parasite, and you know, who knows, she might be pregnant again and has another new little parasite inside of her, you know? Because at the time she called this parasite, she wasn't pregnant yet, if we count back how many months and when Maisha was born. Okay, so she didn't even have Maisha yet to be calling us parasites. That shows you her racism. She can't stand to be around us. So she's surrounded by us. Oh yes, I am Mara. Keep it up. Surround her by black people. Surround her. Engulf her. She might drown. And then she will burst because she will not be able to take it anymore as she shows her true colors. As she shows her true colors. Because the thing is, she may be getting a little bit of support from Ayamara, but Ayamara is also helping us, guys. Because you see, it's a good thing that Rosio is not Dominican. Because what those Dominican women do to Haitian women, black Haitian women, how they support the idea of colorism, claiming that they are black, all right? So that black men can come claiming to be Haitian, speaking our language, okay, to put us black Haitian women down, all right? If you take those racists, the men and the women, okay, put them in the sea of black people and engulf them by black people, then we see how they can walk. Do that for a whole year, and so that because then you will really force them to show how racist they are. Because if they can't take it, I can't take it too much when I'm not around Haitian people. I'm gonna say it. I get homesick. I get really homesick. I remember once before I knew that would happen to me, I went to this college, Gettysburg College, 2,000 students. All right, and I wasn't the only Haitian girl, but then there were 3 of us, Haitian girls. One left, leaving me only 2 of us, and the other one, my personality and hers, I mean, we were like friends because we had no choice, but she preferred to be friends with a Cameroonian girl. Guys, I couldn't take it anymore. I could not take it anymore. I had to leave that school, even though the school basically adopted me like their daughter. Even to this day, the school still keeps in touch with me. They behave as if they are my parents, even though the people working there now are probably much younger than me, right? Right? But that school has adopted me. It's like the whole institution, the legacy of this, it was constructed, I think, in the mid 1800s. I don't remember if it was before the Civil War or after the Civil War that this school came about, that they adopted me. I couldn't take it anymore. So this is what needs to happen to people who come into your culture in order to destroy you as a black woman, okay? Because of colorists. They need to be they need to be placed in the sea of blacks to see how they swim. Can you swim very well? Can you swim very well? So nonetheless, if she can't swim very well, she will leave. And this is what Ayamara is afraid of. But the thing is, Ayamara will not. This is why Rosio had to come to Africa. Is because Ayamara will not leave his baby in Argentina. Because if Rosio had her way, Ayamara would be living in Argentina with baby Maisha. But because Rosio did not have her way, she had to come to Nyabuonte to face us black people. Okay? The community of blacks. Okay? That's why and we notice that she's very secluded. She's nowhere to be seen in anybody's videos except for her own. She's nowhere to be seen, okay? So she's removing herself because she is removing herself from the sea. So she came for baby Maisha. So she's showing everybody this is her baby because she's the only one who can breastfeed him. Making sure that she feeds a baby. At least I've got somebody. I've got a baby. All right. So she's the only one. So Ayamara is now discussing the possibility of single parenthood because he will take that baby from Rosio if he has to. If Rosio wants to leave, Even though we saw that Rosio went to England, he allowed Rosio to go to the UK with a baby. But if he suspects that Rosio wants to leave him, he will be keeping the baby. So he needs to learn from this man, this alleged single father, how to take care of a baby as a single father. Now that Maisha is 7 months old and ready to be potty trained, so that he doesn't have to be changing soiled diapers. And how could you be a dad and say you don't know how to change soiled diapers, Ayamara? I mean, even when you were a kid, you had younger siblings. You know, you should have been able to change the soiled diapers. It makes no sense. And then on top of it, you have your sister, Winnie, who has all these babies. Oh yeah, and there's another one. So we have Rosio with these babies. So all these babies, all these pregnancies were in the hiding, and now all the babies are coming out. Because why are the babies coming out now? The pregnancies were in hiding. The babies are coming out now because Ayamara needs funding for baby Maisha. Okay? So, and he needs it because Rosio might threaten that Maisha will get free hospital care in Argentina. So he needs to be able to buy insurance to prove to her that he can stay. Just so you understand that. So Winnie's baby, yeah, I never saw that girl's pregnancy. Never saw her pregnancy. But as soon as baby Maisha arrives in Kenya, all of a sudden we discover that Winnie had a baby. So a lot of babies came out of that party. I'm telling you, a lot of babies. So what are some of the arguments that Rosio may be using against Ayamara? Well, definitely, Rosio, even though she had the audacity to come out and call us parasites, I don't think she realized the repercussion of that we were intelligent enough to know. But I guess as she is in Kenya, she will discover that black people are intelligent. So the other, other than that idea, okay, other than that, Rosio may not necessarily be able to tell Ayamara in his face, you know, I don't like black people. Actually, I just discovered that I don't like Africans. I just like you because you have money and you have the power to be able to help me travel. I don't think she is able to tell Ayamara that directly. So she might come in different ways to get out of the situation. So what ways can she come to get out of this situation? Well, we know that the sibling bond between Ayamara and Dee Mwango is strong, strong, strong. And how are you going to tell a man that you are jealous of his relationship with his sister? That, you know, he should not be going out into the field to help the sister build a house that is maybe even better than his, right? So that she, the Muzungu woman, can live in a better house than the black Kenyan woman. How could you tell him that? So the one thing he can use possibly is the relationship between Dee Mwango and Ayamara. The possibility that she may be suspicious that she is not Ayamara's first wife, and that in fact Dee Mwango is the first wife. That maybe Ayamara is not the son of Congrats Mom, because there's no way Congrats Mom can deny Dee Mwango. But Ayamara, maybe, despite the fact that he's been calling her mom, mom, mom all this time, but his second wife or beau to the house, maybe that's the mother of Dee Mwango, and that they have been married all this time. Who knows? After all, is it not the case, if we rewind back to the times long, long ago, before Dee Mwango was a name that was great, right? A name that brought trending. Before that time, Dee Mwango made a video calling Ayamara her babe. Her babe is here. Babe is here. And everybody wanted to see who this babe was kissing her. The thumbnail. And it was interesting to see how babe looked at Dee Mwango after the kiss when Dee Mwango went for the mouth. All right? Like, what you doing, girl? Did you guys know that I Am Myra was Dee Mwango's first fake boyfriend? Now you know. And so, in fact, Roro has the D challenge. Okay, she is D challenged as she realizes that Dee Mwango has more like the wife role. That the support that Aymara is giving to Dee Mwango may be the support that she feels like she deserves as the mother bearer, as a mother of Maisha, as a child bearer, and more for her to stay away from Dee's compound. I mean, why not? I mean, I don't think Myra would have been able to stop her if she was so enthusiastic to be part of his family and to go out there and support Dee Mwango on a regular basis, you know, and with Maisha and all. Well, even if they were, but they could go with Maisha. This is not like the U.S. where, but even in the U.S. you could, people don't necessarily build their own houses here, but nonetheless, she could have done it, but she chose not to, and that just shows you that she's really into the nucleic family culture. She is not into the African culture, and I don't know how she's gonna delve with it, but this also helps us to understand the destruction of the black family. You know, when we merged with non-blacks, you know, our families become destroyed if these cultures are not welcoming of ours, of our sisters and brothers. When these people are not welcoming of our families, then you end up with a nucleic family. And very likely the men, even the women, they can be happy. They can be happy in their nucleic families, and the ones who suffer is the general black population. And as they become non-black, you know, and they put themselves as superior and all, it's not like it's detrimenting them. The ones who are being detrimented are those who they put down. But unfortunately for Ayamara's case is that the Kenyans have not let go. They have not given up. They keep coming, showing up, demanding it, if you want to use that term, his assistance, and he has, where he can, given that assistance. And I don't think Ayamara necessarily closes the door on people who ask him for help. I don't think so. He may talk a lot of nonsense, but at the end of the day, he does help if people are persistent at asking him for help. So Ayamara, I am asking you for a shout out. But I think he does give me shout outs in many ways, in the way that he presented the insurance situation. You know, guys, can you imagine in the United States, this insurance situation is so bad, or the healthcare situation is so bad, that even as a student, like right now, I'm researching for a school because I'm going to pursue something beyond what I have, and these schools are asking to pay insurance, you know, and this is not something new. I'm telling you, this happened in Obama. It happened all the way back during Obama's time. I was taking classes at FIU. I was taking anatomy and not anatomy. I was taking physiology and neuroscience and I think organic chemistry. These are the three classes that I was taking at FIU. And then on top of the tuition, which I thought was expensive enough, they wanted me to pay $900 for one semester. Okay? $900. One semester is like 3 to 4 months. All right? Barely 4 months. They wanted me to pay $900. And that's not even the point. I already have an insurance because I'm a full-time teacher, and I was a full-time teacher, and they wanted me to pay $900. They forced me because I really badly wanted to take those classes. They made me pay that $900. So I ended up trying to find any reason to go and get health services for them, because I'm like, why am I paying that's a lot of money. That $900 was enough to pay another course for me, an additional course for me, if not two. And at Miami-Dade College, you could have paid a whole year of tuition for me at Miami-Dade College, and they made me pay that. So right now, one of the universities that I'm looking at, guys, you won't believe this, the insurance is like $3,000, and I have to ask them, but it looks like they're gonna force me to take it, even though now I have two insurances, because I have two jobs. Both jobs give me different types of insurances. Even though I have it, I'm not buying the other one. I buy it. One of them is free. The teaching one has always been free for health, but with the feds, I would have to buy my health insurance, which I eventually will, but right now I don't want to buy it. But I'm like, even if I were to buy it, because it's super cheap with them, because the $900 that FIU made me pay for their 3 or 4 months, it would cover a whole year for me with the feds, you know. So now this particular school that I'm looking at, that has the program that I wanted, it has two programs that I want, and it's really nice. One of them is for 1 year, one of them is for 2.5 years. Okay, but I'm thinking like I probably could knock them off, but I have to find out, because I don't plan to go part-time. So I have to find out how I'm gonna do, I mean full-time, because I'm working, how I'm gonna do that. But it's the insurance that's a problem. So yeah, the privatization of healthcare here is horrible, and the fact that they're making people pay double for health insurance is not fair. It's insane, and very likely is because the schools are so greedy that they are forcing the students to pay health insurance whether or not they have insurance, just to go to their school. So it's pretty bad. But anyway, guys, I'm telling you where I'm at. Yes, I've been thinking I am Mara, but Coco Mama reminded me today, guys, it's not just I am Mara. You know, I have to thank Coco Mama, and I have to thank all of you guys. Before I am Mara, before Coco Mama, before anything, it is you, the viewer, you who came and sat there for this whole hour and watched me, you know, talk, who visited me, who became, guys, what else can I offer you? Tell me, what do you want? Because you visit me. If you visited me for this whole time, you know you are a true family, and I want to know, what can I offer you? Well, I mean, if I don't have sweet drink, guys, I'm growing some beautiful milk of paradise guanabana, known as soursop in the English. Oh my God. What can I offer you? What kind of guanabana juice virtually can I offer you guys? Let me know. My beautiful family on YouTube here, thank you for making my day, and I hope I have made your day. All right, and have a great day, guys. Before I let you go, if you are the praying type, if you pray, I need you guys to pray for the YouTubers we haven't seen for a while. That the first and foremost on my mind is Go Black to Africa. Those of you who watch Go Black to Africa, he hasn't posted in 4 months, and this guy was pretty consistent with his posting. I need you guys to lift him up in your prayers, because the last few videos he had, he was in the hospital, etc. So there's something going on with Go Black. If you pray, please pray that God shall heal him completely, and that he shall have his testimony to come and let us know about, in Jesus' name. I also want you guys to pray for Ellie B. Ellie, who's one of the small keyboard reactors, as well as a reactor himself. He was back in 2023 when we all took launch because of Modesta Lifestyle. Thank you to her, and thank you to you. Thank you to you for following up, because you came and you guys supported us through Modesta Lifestyle when I and Myra first attacked her, struck, you know. Ellie B. Ellie started, and he I believe, you know, he had not been feeling too well, and you know, little by little he dwindled off all of reactions. Just pray for him that he shall have good health. And I pray for some of my keyboard reactors also who I haven't seen. I hope everything is well, and God blessings for all of them. And I pray for you who are watching today. May God bless you and your family. And if you are watching through my prayers, I ask for abundance of blessings for you. Thanks again for watching. Claudine again, ATN Against Colorism. Have a great day, and God bless you. Bye bye.